Ctv3 News. Police pursued 3 suspects in connection with execution-style murder in Cocorozal businessman Arnoldo Coloveos. Police forward investigation into Rigel Tremenio's drowning to DPP for review. NTUCB urges government to drop legal action against Ombudsman over FOIA, while the PUC is expected to serve notice of industrial action due to SARA. And we take you to Orange Walk Central Park with Dia de los Muertos take central stage. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Monday, November 3rd, 2025.
We are the Public Utilities Commission. Since 1999, we have regulated Belize's electricity, water, and telecommunication sectors, ensuring quality services at reasonable rates for consumers. A lot has changed since our establishment in 1999, and so have we. To reflect our evolution and future-focused vision, we are proud to introduce our new identity, where the blend of colors show our balanced and inclusive approach to regulation, where innovation, sustainability, and trust are all equally important. Orange represents the telecommunications sector and symbolizes innovation and connectivity. Green reflects the energy sector, sustainability, and national growth. Blue represents the water sector, highlighting trust, stability, and life-sustaining resources. White symbolizes transparency and accountability, core principles of the PUC. We are the Public Utilities Commission, transitioning to a new look, but our core values remain the same: accountability, excellence, integrity, innovation, and professionalism. Our logo is more than a design. It is our visual commitment to continue to serve the people of Belize with transparency, competence, and professionalism. We are the Public Utilities Commission.
Your government is taking back ownership of our hydro dams and power generation plants, and all shares held in BEL by the foreign-owned Fortis. Belizean assets in the hands of Belizeans. Fully Belizean-owned and managed, with all local employees. Our nation's premier source of clean power generation is now in our hands. Revenues made in Belize will now stay in Belize. Remember, energy security equals economic independence. Your government continues to put Belizeans first.
"35-year-old Angelita Megania and her 6-year-old son, Tishan Godoy, were mercilessly set on fire by Megania's ex-common-law husband, who is also Tishan's father.
On Saturday evening, a woman was found dead, stuffed in a garbage barrel here in the city.
Police are looking into the tragic murder of a woman in Concepcion village. They suspect that 36-year-old Wendy Mendez might have been caught in a domestic dispute, especially since she was gravely injured in a chopping incident back in 2022 that nearly took her life.
On Saturday afternoon, one mother's nightmares became a terrible reality when she found her daughter's body on the bedroom floor. 26-year-old Kira Gentle had been at home when she was reportedly shot by her ex-boyfriend Harrison Arnold.
Violence is not love. Silence is not an option. Speak out and get out.
Good evening. With your news also simulcast on Face FM 106.7. I am Joanna Rodriguez. Police have confirmed that they are searching for 3 suspects in connection with the execution-style murder of Arnoldo Coloveos, which occurred on Friday morning in the Finca Solana area of Corozal town. Investigators say the men are well-known criminal figures from Corozal, believed to have been involved in the deadly ambush that claimed the life of the 48-year-old businessman and uncle of Corozal, Mayor Rigoberto Vellos. According to police, the motive for the killing appears to be drug-related, though the investigation remains ongoing.
A child fell inside a. Okay, on Thursday, police responded to a report that a child fell inside a well in San Narciso village. Okay, on Friday, the 31st day of October 2025, police responded to a shooting incident in Corozal. They went to an area called Finca Solana. Upon arrival, they learned that a male person had been shot. The person was identified as Arnaldo Vales. He was taken for treatment to the hospital. Thereafter, he succumbed to his injuries. Investigation revealed that Vales was heading towards his vehicle when he was approached by two male persons, one who pulled out a firearm and fired several shots towards his direction, causing his fatal injuries. We are seeking 3 suspects in regards to this murder.
Is it drug related?
That is the information we're receiving. It is drug related.
So this was basically a targeted hit?
Yes, he was targeted while he was going to his vehicle near his residence.
Is he known to police?
Yes, he's known to police.
The men you're seeking, they're also known to police?
Yes, they are known to police. They are from Corozal.
As we told you on Friday, Vellos was gunned down outside his home after returning briefly to drop off food and collected rent money from a tenant. Police continue to appeal to the public for any information that could assist in locating the suspects who remain on the run tonight. Police say the investigation into the tragic drowning of 4-year-old Rigel Tremenius in San Narciso village is now being forwarded to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution for further instructions on whether anyone will be charged in connection with the incident. The tragedy, as we have reported, occurred on Thursday evening when Rigel, who had been spending the day with his grandparents, fell into a well located in the yard of their home. According to reports, his grandmother had picked him up earlier that morning from his home in Chanchen village, and he had been playing with cousins and other relatives throughout the day. Sometime after 3 p.m., family members noticed the child was missing. A search of the yard led to the heartbreaking discovery of Rigel's shoes floating on the surface of the well. Despite frantic rescue efforts by relatives, neighbors, and responding officers, the little boy was later retrieved from the water and pronounced dead on arrival at the Corozal Community Hospital. Police say that while foul play is not suspected, the case has been compiled and is now before the DPP for review.
Okay, on Thursday, police responded to a report that a child fell inside a well in San Narciso village. Upon the arrival, Silvestre Alcocer reported that he was taking care of his 5-year-old grandson when he noticed that he was not in the yard. He made checks in the area and he saw a pair of slippers inside a well. He immediately alerted the neighbors and they began searching and could not find the child. Thereafter, some divers from other villages came to assist and the body of the child was recovered inside the well. We are awaiting a post-mortem examination at this time.
Can anybody be charged?
Well, a file will be compiled. Different statements will be recorded, interviews conducted, and the file will be forwarded to the DPP for directives.
The National Trade Union Congress of Belize, NTUCB, has urged the government to rethink its decision to pursue legal action against the Office of the Ombudsman. The union expressed concern that such a move undermines principles of transparency and responsible governance. The dispute originated from a Freedom of Information Act, FOIA, the request submitted by activist Jeremy Enriquez, who sought details regarding public funds allocated for legal expenses related to constitutional cases. When the Attorney General's ministry declined to release the information, the Ombudsman recommended partial disclosure. In response, the government has now initiated legal proceedings to challenge this recommendation. The union is now calling on the government to withdraw its court case, emphasizing the importance of protecting institutions that uphold citizens' rights.
The government itself has pledged to uphold its Plan Belize 2020 commitments. So NTUCB, we stand firmly in solidarity with the Office of the Ombudsman, recognizing that this matter is one of significant public interest. The legal cost which is associated with this case, which Mr. Enriquez has questioned about, is drawn from, as we know, the consolidated fund, and as such, public funds, public money. And we feel that it is not to be hidden, the amount should not be hidden or restricted from public scrutiny. So NTCB therefore call on the government to immediately reconsider its course of action. The NTUCB will do everything within its power to ensure that this administration lives up to its good governance practices. So we decided last night that we will put the Presenio administration on notice as a national representative of workers and, as usual, steadfast advocate for transparency and accountability. The NTUCB will not remain silent while the government targets an office whose very purpose is to protect citizens' rights, promoting accountability, transparency, and fairness in public administration.
According to Minister of Public Service Henry Usher, the government is acting within its rights.
I think that the way the media has characterized this is inaccurate. The Ombudsman made a decision. According to the Ombudsman's Act, if the decision is one that is not agreed to, you can appeal it as a lower court appeal. That is what the Act says. So this is really just an appeal of the decision made. It's not taking the Ombudsman to court. It's appealing his decision to make sure that it is done in accordance with what the law requires. And I don't see any problem with of our government or any entity appealing a decision. So this is just part of that dispute resolution process.
As you might already know, the government has decided that there will be no independent investigation into the alleged kidnapping of Ryan Budner. Prime Minister John Briceño confirmed that the case file will instead be handed over to the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP. Initially, the case has garnered calls for transparency and impartiality. A police inquiry report submitted by Assistant Commissioner of Police Suzette Anderson had recommended that an independent investigation be conducted to thoroughly examine the circumstances surrounding the incident. This recommendation was initially accepted by the Cabinet in September 2025, reflecting public concern and the need for an unbiased probe. However, last week, upon speaking to the media, Prime Minister John Briceño explained that Belize currently lacks the legal framework necessary to establish an independent investigative body for such cases. As a result, the government has decided that the police file will be forwarded to the DPP for review and potential prosecution. Today, Cabinet Minister Henry Charles Usher echoed the words of the Prime Minister when asked about government's decision.
Well, the DPP is an independent body constitutionally, and they are the ones responsible for looking to see if any charges should be filed in terms of any incident that happens. So I think that the media has to understand, yes, the DPP is the body that would have ultimately gotten this report, been able to file charges if the DPP feels that charges should be filed. You have to remember, too, that I think that there's a misunderstanding in terms of independent investigation. We don't have that in our laws. It's not like we could just appoint some kind of independent prosecutor to look at this. That's not what is in our laws. We have had discussions at the cabinet level to look to see if we want to move towards something similar to what Jamaica recently did in terms of implementing an agency that would be able to carry out a type of independent investigation. But I think a lot of times we see what happens in other countries, especially in the US, and we think that that can happen here in Belize as well. Right now, the police are authorized or legislated to carry out investigations. You can also have the Ombudsman carrying out limited investigations if the Prime Minister appoints a commission of inquiry, or if the Senate has a Senate Special Select Inquiry. Those are the types of investigations that can happen. Now, whether you wanted to say that another set of eyes should have looked at the same report, well, that's what the DPP is doing right now. Her office is responsible for looking at this report, determining if further investigations are needed, determining if any charges can be filed based on the report. So that is where we are right now with that. Remember, the public was calling for another set of eyes to look at the document. The Attorney General gave the advice from his department to say, listen, it's the DPP that is constitutionally authorized to look at this report to determine if any charges are to be filed or not. It's not like the report has changed since it was first submitted. So I believe that this is the correct process in terms of what the final outcome should be. The DPP's office should be the one looking at the report to determine if any charges should be filed.
The Public Service Union PSU of Belize is expected to provide the Minister of Labor with a 21-day notice of impending industrial action in response to the government's plans to convert the Belize Tax Services Department BTSD into a semi-autonomous revenue agency, SARA. The union has also declared a trade dispute, signaling that strike action remains a possible last resort if their concerns are not adequately addressed. The PSU's opposition primarily revolves around several critical issues related to the proposed transformation. For one, the union asserts that the government has failed to engage in meaningful consultation, criticizing the process as lacking sufficient dialogue and transparency regarding the transition. Concerns have also raised that the change could jeopardize existing benefits and employment stability for workers. Although the government has assured continued employment of redeployment within the public sector, the PSU remains doubtful about those promises and the potential impacts on workers' terms of service. Today, when asked to comment on the possible industrial action, the Minister of Public Service, Henry Usher, indicated that the government is open for dialogue.
That if that is the case, and we haven't gotten any notice, but certainly we want to make sure that we listen to the views coming from the employees from SARA. We know, from the Belize Tax Service. I know that there are some issues being raised with the transition towards the statutory authority. It's something that the government is looking at from the Ministry of Public Service perspective. I've said this before. That we have to make sure that the employees, that the public officers who are working at the Belize Tax Service, that if they choose to go to the wider public service to work in different departments, that we facilitate that as best as possible. You have to remember that this is not a project that came on stream overnight. This is something, a part of the package of reforms for the Belize Tax Service that has been ongoing for the last couple of years, and this is part of that, this is another step in that process. So we'll wait to see if that happens, but certainly we remain open for dialogue with the PSU, with the public officers to make sure that these issues are resolved.
Of note is that the government has officially extended the timeline for launching SARA. It will now go into effect in 2027, allowing for a one-year grace period before the transition begins. For now, the Belize Tax Service Department will continue operating as usual. Meanwhile, officials are ironing out key details, including staff salaries, insurance coverage, and job roles once SARA takes over. Coming up next, Orange Troqueños celebrate Dia de los Muertos with modern flair and culture pride. Stay tuned.
Bolida has been a part of the fabric of Belizean society. It's part of Belizean culture. And now, under new management and ownership by the government of Belize, it is contributing significantly to national development.
Belize Government Lotteries Limited is proud to officially launch the Fiwi Bolido app, now available for download from the Apple Play Store and Google Play. This launch is a revolutionary step in making Belize's favorite games more accessible than ever before. The innovative mobile platform will allow players to purchase Bolido, Ordinary Lottery, and Jackpot Lottery directly from their smartphones, giving players the freedom to play and win from anywhere in Belize. The Wii Bolido app will provide a trusted and secure payment gateway that will make every transaction simple and reliable.
Shop smart for your Samsung devices in Belize and enjoy benefits you won't get anywhere else. When you shop locally for your Samsung, all your devices will be covered by a 1-year local warranty. You won't get that when shopping with the other guys. When in doubt, always look for the Cellular World seal to know you're getting the real deal. Shop with confidence and enjoy your Galaxy knowing that it can be repaired locally at our Samsung Service Center by certified Samsung technicians using original parts and machinery. Even better, enjoy the best LTE experience in Belize, knowing that your Samsung devices are compatible with major local carrier networks. Get the ultimate Samsung Galaxy experience only when you shop from authorized Samsung resellers nationwide.
Orange Walktown came alive with tradition and vibrant culture this weekend as the Banquitas House of Culture, along with the Northern Maya Association, hosted its annual Dia de los Muertos celebration, a heartfelt tribute to loved ones who have passed, and a vibrant display of the Maya mestizo tradition. Here is that report.
The spirit of remembrance and tradition came alive in Orange Walk over the weekend as residents joined in the celebration of Los Finados, or Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead. Observed annually on November 1st and 2nd, the celebration is deeply rooted on Maya and mestizo culture and centers on honoring departed loved ones. Families create colorful altars adorned with candles, flowers, photographs, and offerings of food and drinks, all meant to welcome the spirits of the dead back to the world of the living. According to Catholic belief, the gates of heaven open at midnight on October 31st, allowing the souls of children to visit their families for 24 hours, followed by the spirits of adults on November 2nd. The occasion serves as a reminder that death does not end with the bond of love between family members. Here in Orange Walk Town, the festivities started on Saturday at the Central Park, where Banquitas House of Culture, in collaboration with the Maya Association and other partners, hosted its annual Hanal Pishanob altar display.
So, this is a way of how our ancestors, the Maya, understood the world, life and death. For them, it was a cycle. It wasn't the end when somebody died. So, Maya, our ancestors, believe that when a person dies, that person continues to live in spirit among the family and relatives. So at this time of the year, it wasn't necessarily on the 1st of November, but it was the end of October going to November is the time that there is that they used to celebrate this tradition, which is like remember the loved ones with food, with prayers, the Maya way. With the introduction of European Christianity, of course, the change and the focus was Catholicism, and so most of the elements were kept. The belief that that we continue to the dead continue to live along with us here on earth. So the altar resembles how they understood it. Here we have 3 levels, and this is the way how an altar would look in traditional Orange Walk. At the top you have the altar, the first level, which represents celestial, the heavens, and then the 2 bottom altars for the adults, and then the bottom one for the children. And of course, on the altar, the elements will include the food that the person, the deceased, used to like when that person was alive. Then we have sweets, we have drinks, we have lights and everything, represents an important part of it. The meals are always put on the altar when they're warm, because you know the steam that comes out of it would represent what the spirits and the dead would appreciate from it. Candles light the way, and then you also have a cross, which is very significant. Also, you will see in other altars, especially in the Maya altar, you're going to see other components.
The event featured elaborate traditional displays created by students from Bishop Martin High School and the Muffles Junior College, who were judged for creativity and authenticity.
So the altars are not only displays, they are for competition as well. So it's a contest. We're hoping that, that will incentivize the students to maybe be more elaborate and be more articulated, what they can articulate, what exactly they understand. And yeah, we have three prizes, first, second, and third, for the students who maybe do the better job. So that we are going to announce that later today at the end of tonight's event.
And what are you guys looking for in terms of, the display itself? And I know that the information as well from these students.
Authenticity. We want to see which of the altars represent or how they represent the true tradition and understanding of the Maya culture. That is what we're looking for. Not only to put it in the altar, but be able to explain what is in the altar. Like I said, there are certain components that have to be in an altar. And the students, we want them to be able not to only display it, but be able to explain that they understand what is the meaning of these elements on the altar.
This event, according to its organizers, focuses on the preservation of the rich Maya mestizo heritage and to keep ancestral teachings alive for future generations.
It is important for us, and we really appreciate that Bishop Martin High School is partnering with us again this year. Banquita's House of Culture has always been doing this, and the Northern Maya Association is part of our mission in promoting and safeguarding the Maya culture. So this is important because, like you said, we have a lot of new cultures being influencing our religions. We know Halloween. We know of other celebrations around this time of the year. Yeah. And for us, it's important that these elements are not completely lost. So this way, we hope that, one, the students of Bishop Martin who learn about this can display their knowledge and understanding of this tradition. They display it in 3 different subjects: religion, they do it in Spanish because they have to explain the altar in Spanish, and also the social studies / history, their understanding of their indigenous roots. Partnering with Bishop Martin High School is very important. We also have Muffles Junior College this year. And eventually in future years, we hope that, next year we can have other schools joining, because the focus is not necessarily on one religion. It is understanding that this is history, this is our indigenous roots, and for our young generations to understand where they come from. Most of them see this at home, they see it in their communities, but maybe they don't really understand what is happening. So this is one way of how they can better understand it, and not only understand it, but be able to explain that to people that are coming through the park and asking, what is this?
For Bishop Martin High School, the event offered students an opportunity to integrate cultural appreciation and their competency-based learning approach.
So our students have been practicing from last 2 weeks, how to properly use the terms in Spanish to be able to present. Yeah. So when they were out here, they were able to clearly state what the different levels mean, because there are 3 different levels. What the different levels mean, what are all the items that are placed on the altar, what it represents, what it symbolizes, and the importance of being displayed out here. So yes, they have done that in Spanish. So our students have been practicing dual language in Spanish and in English. So both of them came hand in hand. We're happy that the Banquita's House of Culture and the Maya Society has invited us. Like I said, this is our 2nd year collaborating with them, and we're more than happy to join in, because for us, again, it showcases what our students are doing, and it brings that great collaboration and partnership with them. And we're thankful to our teachers, because as you can see, teachers, parents, and students out here and on a Saturday. Yeah. So giving up their time and willingly being out here and collaborating with their parents. I'm amazed by the educators that we have and what they are doing with our students.
Junior students of Bishop Martin High School walked away with recognition for the best altar of the day. Carmelita Perez, Ctv3 News.
Throughout the day, local businesses showcase their products from handmade crafts to traditional foods and drinks that have been part of the Dia de los Muertos experience. Visitors enjoy the familiar aromas of tacos de pibil, relleno negro, and sweetbreads, all offering a symbolic of the connection between the living and the spirit of their loved ones. Festivities in Orange Walk town continued on Sunday with a modern twist to the traditional Dia de los Muertos celebration as local entrepreneurs Aida Romero hosted an all-day Day of the Dead festival. The event brought together the essence of Maya mestizo traditions with modern influences inspired by Mexico, Belize's northern neighbor, where the celebration is also deeply rooted. According to Romero, the aim was to honor the age-old customs of Los Finados while creating a vibrant space that connects culture, community, and commerce.
Dia de los Muertos is rooted in our culture as mestizos from Orange Walk, and we are Yucatec mestizo descendants, Yucatan being part of Mexico. We have a heavy influence of Mexican influence in the North, Orange Walk and Corozal. And the vibrancy of Dia de los Muertos is so much beautiful and adds to our culture. And, it's integrated in the spiritual belief that the souls come back on the 1st and on the 2nd of November. And the beauty of celebrating that is life itself. We're here on earth for a short period of time and we all have to depart. So celebrating and honoring the dead is only done by the people who are alive. So we can enjoy the festival by honoring the dead and have a beautiful celebration as we did, as you guys could see, and the Orangeaqueños came out to enjoy, and it was great. I am grateful that the Orangeaqueños came out to enjoy. We had a beautiful setting. We had our event on Queen Victoria Avenue. We had the beautiful shade and we had good response. People loved it. My best take from this is being on the stage and just looking at the public, and the people are smiling, they're enjoying, they're clapping. And that's life. That's our culture. That's our community out there. And hosting this event ties in who we are as a people, as mestizos, and we should be proud in celebrating our culture.
A highlight of the event was the Catherine and Katrina costume contest, which merged cultural symbolism with modern creativity. Romero explained that the contest reflects a way of bonding, living with the dead, while keeping our cultural roots alive in a contemporary setting.
So, keeping the core of the tradition is setting up the altar. The altar is the heartbeat of this tradition because it is what you offer that's the ofrenda that you put to the departed. So that's the main part of the tradition. Now, the Catrinas and the Catrin. The Catrinas are the living, embodying the spirit of the dead and, painting themselves, because that is something we can't run away from. So while we're alive, we could have fun and enjoy the ambience of this entire celebration and be festive. It's not only like a solemn celebration, but it's something festive that we are grateful that we're alive, we're thankful we're alive, and we're happy that our loved ones are coming back to visit us on this specific day. So the Katrina and the Catrin is basically as if you would be in another realm, and you're seeing the dead walk, and it's not something scary. That shouldn't be something scary because it's unknown what happens to our body when we transcend into another world. We had the best Katrina costume, the best little Katrina, little Catrin, the best Catrin, as in like the senior part, and we had them with the most extravagant. You'll see pictures, and we had an amazing competition. I didn't want to judge. I didn't want to be the judge. So the crowd was the judge and they were the judges, and they had to shout, they had to cheer and scream for the best Katrina and Katrin. And it was something really spectacular, really magical that Orange Rock hasn't seen before. And the vibrancy that it brought out to the streets of Orange Rock was beautiful. It was amazing. And it was a huge success. So I think it's going to be something for the books that's going to keep on happening in Orange Walk.
Awesome.
I just want to say a huge thank you to the following sponsors for making this possible, because without you guys, it wouldn't be possible. So first of all, we have the Orange Walk Town Council, who gave the location, Honorable Kevin Bernard, who sponsored as well and was a major part in having the location be what it was. Cuellar's Distillery, A&R Enterprise, San Isidro Talsbots and Beyonds, Hotel de la Fuente, Panificadora La Popular, my friend TJ for making the flyer, and also Diego Grajales for being out there to capturing the moment, and it's flooding Facebook. So thank you so much. And also the agency should be putting out a video from the day. So thank you guys, and thank you Orange Rockeños for coming out and enjoying that beautiful day. I got stuffed with food and my soul was content, and I hope this continues.
With strong community participation and growing interest, Romero hopes the Day of the Dead Festival will become an annual tradition in Orange Walk, one that continues to evolve while preserving the deep cultural significance of honoring those who came before us. In a significant move to bolster Belize's meteorological capabilities and national statistical infrastructure, a formal handover ceremony took place today, marking the transfer of advanced information and communication technology ICT equipment to the National Meteorological Service of Belize. The initiative aims to modernize the country's meteorological data collection and analysis processes, ensuring more accurate weather forecasting, climate monitoring, and disaster preparedness. The upgraded ICT infrastructure will also play a crucial role in strengthening Belize's overall statistical system, facilitating better data management and decision-making across the various government sectors.
This is a project that was started in July of 2024, and it will go till December of 2026. It's being funded by the Korean, the KOICA, the Korean agency, with some funding also from UNDP and the World Food Program. This particular component, the ICT handover, is being done by the National Med Service. They are the enabling agency, the executing agency for this particular component. It's a bigger project to look at the statistical system throughout the country. I think the total budget for it is somewhere around $2.5 million US. This particular handover today is US $60,000 of different ICT equipment, as you can see.
With the induction of this equipment, should we expect that the public officers that will be utilizing it will receive some sort of training?
That is also a part of the project, the training, the capacity building, not only for the members of the National Med Service who work here, but we're also expanding it for disaster risk management, the training and so on. Throughout the country, there's a component of it to do work at the early warning system in Orange Walk, in Toledo, in Stan Creek. So you're seeing it being utilized as best as possible. As we mentioned in there, we know that in the international environment right now, funding for these types of projects are getting less and less. So we have to be able to make the most of it, be as efficient as possible, and spread it to as many persons as possible to be able to utilize this service and this equipment.
During the ceremony, officials from the Belizean government, representatives of the donor agencies, and technical experts emphasized the importance of this development in supporting sustainable development goals and climate resilience. The new equipment includes state-of-the-art servers, data processing units, and communication tools designed to enhance the efficiency and reliability of meteorological operations. The Belize Government Lotteries Limited BGLL has announced the return of its highly anticipated $1 million jackpot game, a special celebration marked an incredible milestone in the company's journey. Tickets for the $1 million jackpot game go on sale today, November 3rd, 2025, and can be purchased through any BGLL sub-agent across the country. Starting Wednesday, November 5th, 2025, Tickets will also be available for purchase via the Fiwi Bolido app, making it even more convenient for players to participate. The ticket sales will conclude on Saturday, December 28, 2025 at 11:50 a.m., with the grand drawing scheduled to take place at 12 noon from BGLL's official drawing room located in Belmopan. Each ticket costs just $5, and players will select a unique 4-digit sequence similar to the jackpot format. The grand prize for this special game is a staggering $1 million. In the event of multiple winners, the prize will be shared equally among all winning tickets. Winners can redeem their prizes directly at BGLL's Belmopan office during normal business hours, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., starting December 22nd, 2025. Players are advised that tickets will only be valid for 30 days following the drawing date. Paper tickets must be fully legible with the QR code and ticket number intact to ensure successful prize redemption. To safeguard your winnings, players are encouraged to keep their tickets in good condition. For those purchasing via the Fiwi Bolido mobile app, tickets will also be valid for 30 days after the drawing. However, players must ensure their app profiles are updated with a valid bank account number to facilitate prize redemption. Profits generated from the sale of the $1 million jackpot game will be donated to a charitable organization selected by BGLL's board, reaffirming the company's commitment to social responsibility and community support. And there is more news after the break. Stay tuned.
Oh man, one more stroll and my data is done.
Wait, who said anything about running out? Smart just dropped a more powerful plan that now includes social media data, so you can scroll till your fingers cramp. Enjoy free social media data now included in our Flex Choice and Select postpaid plans. Visit any Smart showroom to sign up today because connectivity just got even better. Smart, bringing people together.
Every day, the demand on your business gets higher. More productivity, better equipment, and reliable support to keep up with a fast-moving world. At Cellular World Business Solutions, we're ready to help you boost performance across every operation. Don't let outdated technology hold you back. With our certified and supported solutions, your business stays ahead. We supply office equipment, printers, inks, and toners, software licenses, IT system assembly as your Dell Platinum and Cisco partner, appliances, and custom orders tailored to your needs. From startups to large enterprises and renowned institutions, we serve every corner of the country because no industry can afford to fall behind on technology. Let's take your business to the next level. Contact us today at 610-2494. Cellular World Business Solutions, your reliable partner in business success.
Ministry of Health and Wellness MOHW in partnership with UNICEF Belize held a national validation workshop on November 3rd, 2025 to review and finalize the National Community Health Strategy NCHS 2025-2030. The new strategy builds on the work of community health workers, CHWs, across the country who play a vital role in health promotion, education, and follow-up care under the HECOPAB program. According to the ministry, the NCHS provides a framework for addressing key health issues such as maternal and child health, non-communicable and communicable diseases, mental health, and environmental and climate-related challenges. It also aims to ensure sustainability and adaptability of community-based health services. Participants in the workshop reviewed strategic goals, funding mechanisms, and measurable indicators to monitor and evaluate the progress of the 5-year plan. Representatives from multiple ministries, NGOs, civil society, and community organizations participated in the session, reaffirming their commitment to advancing equitable healthcare access across Belize. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is one of 130 partner organizations worldwide taking part in the Med Safety Week campaign from November 3rd to the 9th, 2025. The campaign encourages patients, families, and healthcare professionals to report any suspected side effects from medicines because everyone has a role to play in medicine safety. By reporting suspected side effects when they occur, regulators can take action to make medicines safer. Regulatory agencies around the world, including the Ministry of Health and Wellness, use reports from patients and healthcare professionals to monitor the safety of medicines and respond to potential risks. Report side effects by calling 880-2363 or sending an email to inspectorate@health.gov.bz or drugalert@health.gov.bz. By reporting suspected side effects, medicines can be made safer for everyone. The core message of this year's Med Safety Week 10th year campaign. The Development Finance Corporation, DFC, has been awarded with the Ambassador of Development Award by the Inter-American Development Bank, IDB, recognizing its leadership in promoting sustainable economic growth and social inclusion in Belize. The award was formally presented today during the IDB's portfolio review meeting held in Belize City. According to the DFC, the award celebrates the success of the Global Credit Program for safeguarding the productive sectors and employment, which supports micro, small, and medium enterprises, MSMEs, and strengthens Belize's economic resilience. The IDB highlights the DFC's innovative programs, including the We Power loan product, which offers targeted financing to young entrepreneurs and women in business. DFC's management expresses appreciation to the IDB for the recognition, noting that the award underscores the corporation's continued efforts to champion development, foster entrepreneurship, and empower communities throughout the country. The DFC affirms its commitment to driving progress in Belize through initiatives that support sustainable growth and create meaningful opportunities for all. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Tuesday, November 4th here on Ctv3 News and Face FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/CTV3 Belize News or our YouTube channel at CTV3 News BZ. From all of us here at Ctv3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.